Hey guys, it's Stephanie with Simarchy, and welcome to another speed build. Now, this one, interestingly enough, is my own apartment in real life. And believe it or not, this was pretty hard to do. You would think, making your own apartment that you see literally every single day would be pretty easy, but oh my gosh, I could not figure out the scaling for the life of me. Like, could not. Even at the end of this video, I go through and look at it when I'm taking my screenshots, and I'm like, oh my god, this is wrong. This is so wrong. So you're gonna see the floor plan change a gabillion times, especially with the staircase. I don't know. I mean, going back and looking at the video and going back and actually walking through my apartment building, it all makes sense now, but it did not. It did not click when I was building this. And I was building it at night, and I was pretty tired, but just felt inspired to do so. So I did not go actually walk physically outside of my door and look at the layout to make it work. So instead, instead I try to do it from memory, and oh my gosh, that was a mistake. But the inside part is pretty good. It's just the outside, the shell of the apartment, and the entryway are just. I'll try to explain it better later when it's actually finished, and I could do a comparison and say it should actually look like this. But for right now, I don't know, making the apartment, I guess, as big as possible. Did not mean to turn the entire room there, and then that just kind of screwed everything up. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the scaling is the hardest part because I know where my bed should go and I know what should go on either side of it. But if there's a big weird gap in the floor plan that I created, it makes zero sense. So that's okay. Bear with me and we'll figure it out. These lockers are supposed to simulate mailboxes because we have actually there's four people or four units in each building. So our mailboxes are down there, downstairs, and we each have like our own little mailbox with a key on it. So I figured the lockers are the closest object in the game that would resemble that, unless there's something that I'm totally not thinking about. But that's what I went with. So right now, so confused. I am so confused about the floor plan, guys. So I just kind of undid everything I did on the inside, made the apartment a little bit bigger, which means I now have to readjust all the lights, and my OCD will not let me just haphazardly put the lights anywhere. They have to be exactly symmetrical. So yeah, that becomes a burden sometimes with me, and that causes me to take a longer time to build because I want everything symmetrical. And right there, you saw me kind of just flip the entire room on accident. I wasn't trying to. I have these special buttons on my mouse that I program to rotate the camera left and right. But if you're actually clicked on the room as an entirety, it rotates the whole room, which I wasn't trying to do, and I still do a million times. But this floor plan's pretty close. This one's definitely getting closer to what my apartment looks like. I don't think I can actually explain what room is what yet because it's moving so fast and you're totally going to forget because they all look the same because they're all white with just the plain plaster walls. So I'm going to keep talking about other stuff till we get to a point where I can actually explain the floor plan. And yeah, man, these lights were just bugging me. It's okay if they're symmetric within a room, like that part doesn't bother me, but if enough about that. That's annoying. I'm annoying. I know I have some annoying habits. Okay, so now we're working on my bedroom, and I actually share an apartment with my dad. It's me and my dad. He's disabled, but not to the point where like he needs, help getting around and things like that. He's legally disabled, so he is not allowed to work. He's had a couple heart attacks, and the doctors were like, no, you are not allowed to work anymore. So he lives with me. He has his own room, of course. That'd be weird if we shared a room. And it's just us in our apartment, and my two cats. And oh my gosh, I really wish I could have made my kitty cats for this build, but we all know Sims 4 doesn't have pets, so I might have to actually just make them in the Sims 3 and maybe rebuild my apartment over there too. But I find making modern builds easier. I don't know if I want to say easier. I guess more enticing in The Sims 4. Working on my bathroom here. But yeah, it feels like Sims 4 is definitely suited more for modern builds for me and my personal taste. I know some people can make some amazing homes and can really think outside of the box, but for me, everything I see just looks super modern. So, not saying that my apartment is super modern by any means, but it's, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just trying to say that it felt more natural to make my apartment in The Sims 4. But I want my kitty cat, so we'll see. We'll see about making them in Sims 3 in another video. But now working on the kitchen. This is just a small little galley style kitchen, and gosh, that went super fast. I'm gonna have to do some more explaining during the screenshots where we can slow it down a bit. So yeah, this is my dad's room we're working on here. And I guess the weird thing, I don't know, is this weird? My apartment's not decorated. Like, we're fully moved in, we have like the basic functioning furniture, but there is no decorations. There's no wall art, there's no paintings up, there's no curtains. Well, I guess there's kind of a curtain in my bedroom. I don't know how to explain it. I guess I'm never home, and since it's an apartment and you can't really do much, I really didn't want to go through and ruin all the walls with nail holes, and since I'm never really there anyway, I didn't really see a point to it. And I guess I tend to move a lot. I really do. Almost every year I move. So hopefully I won't be moving for a while because I actually do like this apartment building. Everybody's nice there. It's safe. It is less than a mile from work, which is a huge plus. And it's quiet. We have sort of we have a corner unit. So I do not share a wall with anybody, I don't think, in our entire apartment. We have people downstairs, but they're quiet, and usually you can hear people upstairs, not downstairs anyways. But yeah, my room is the end of the building, like literally the end of the building. So I don't hear anything from anyone, which is nice. Which would also make it a great place to record if I ever need to record at home. But you guys probably know I record at my store. My store doubles as my studio on Monday, my day off. That's when I pretty much record most of my videos, or at least the audio portion. Like I said, this actual build I recorded at home because I was in the mood to make my apartment late at night one day. I had that bug. Sometimes you just get that building bug where you need to do something to get it out of your system. So that part was done at home, and I'm recording the audio at work. But yeah, my point was I could totally, if I ever needed to, set up a little studio at home someday. But since my dad's home all day, maybe not. It's probably better to do it here at the store where I can just lock the door and nobody can come in. But yeah, so we have an upstairs unit. There is someone underneath me, like I said, but for the purpose of this build, I left it empty downstairs, and there should technically be 2 more units. So on the right-hand side of our apartment, there's another unit, and then downstairs there's one to the right, of course, as well. But I don't know. I figured for the purpose of this, you only really need to see what my apartment looks like. Obviously, I don't know what the other units look like anyway, so I would just be making them up. But yeah, I guess you could do that. I guess if you want to download this, you could furnish it to your liking and create a second apartment downstairs. So you can't actually... this is a little bit frustrating. You can't actually use it as an apartment in City Living when it comes out soon, but you can use it as a penthouse, I guess. Yeah, you could put it on top of an apartment. I guess that's how it's going to end up working. But yeah, you technically could put 2 Sims families in here, but the game would treat them as one family. But that's what I do anyways. Like in Sims 3 with my tiny living community, I have 3 separate families that all live on one property, and it doesn't have like an apartment feature or anything. So you can do it. You can get creative and do whatever you want. But yeah, I basically, it went by really fast, but I redid that entire front portion because it didn't make sense. It still doesn't make sense. Ignore the outside. The outside is so wrong on so many levels. Literally, it's just wrong. But the inside's pretty close. Inside's pretty good. We do have this porch outside that it is open like that. It's not screened in or anything, and it overlooks a beautiful little lake. So I definitely wanted to include that. I never go out there, though. My dad goes out there to smoke. I know, bad habit. I don't smoke, but he does, and yeah, I make him go outside to smoke because I don't want that in my house. And this tree is totally not in my apartment building either, but I didn't know what to do without all that empty space since I totally messed up the outside, so I put a pretty tree out there. Well, I guess technically I do have a cute little tree out front, but it doesn't look like that. Maybe one day I'll actually take pictures, but sadly there's no pictures to compare this to, so you're gonna have to just take my word for it. And it is just a game. It is just The Sims. If I was an architect trying to design my own apartment to duplicate it, I would fail miserably, but luckily that I am not. So I touched on this, oh my gosh, first of all, that giant dollhouse, I wish you can scale it down, because I literally have a dollhouse in my living room, just sitting on top of a random table that I picked up at a flea market. I thought it was so cool. It came with a little bit of furniture, and it definitely needs to be rehabbed. One day I will turn that into a project, but for the purposes of this video, it was way too big to try to put on a table or to even put in the living room at all. Like, the scale was just gigantic, and you can scale it up but not down, unfortunately. So decided to do away with the dollhouse. But what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, so since my house isn't really decorated, I did take some creative liberties towards the end of the video, where I do put up some paintings that resemble ones that I own and just never put up. And I put out some decorations that, again, resemble stuff that I own that's just still in boxes, because I'm never there and I don't have anyone to impress. So like these two little, the clock on the side table, I don't actually have that. I keep my cell phone over there. And then the other side table that had the perfume is actually supposed to, what am I trying to say? Words, simulate. I don't know. It's supposed to be my little jewelry box. I have a little jewelry box, and that whole table is actually a shadow box. So it has a glass top, and on the inside it is full of brooches that I collect. I know I'm such an old lady, guys. I'm sorry, but I collect vintage brooches, and there's thousands of them. Like, I counted them one time and I forgot how many there were, but there was definitely over 1,000. And I've been collecting those since I was a little girl. So it's one of the only collections I actually kept. Long story short, a couple years ago I went through and just sold a lot of things that I had, because I just had too many things, and I was downgrading from a house to an apartment, and I ended up just keeping stuff that was super important to me, and that brooch collection is one thing I kept. A collection I sold that I wish I kept was Fenton glass. I had these beautiful vases and baskets and things, but it wasn't extremely sentimental. I mean, it was a little bit. I do regret selling them, but it's stuff that can be replaced. Whereas the brooches, there's so many of them, and I've been collecting them since I was a little kid. My dad would always pick them up for me anytime he would go to a garage sale or a flea market. My sister and I would fight over them because she didn't collect them, but my dad would always buy her some too, so that we wouldn't fight. And I ended up buying some off of her as an adult. So yeah, they mean a lot to me. They're very special to me, so I definitely kept those. Also, this dining room, we don't actually have a dining room table. I know that's horrible. We basically eat in our beds. I know that's horrible, but I have an empty dining room. Or actually, gosh, it's not even empty. It's full. It's full of store inventory. It's over full of clothes that just don't fit in my store anymore, that I will bring back at some point. And since I don't want to pay for a storage unit because I'm broke, I just store them in my dining room. Oh gosh, the things we do as small business owners. That lamp actually is there. All the furniture you see in the living room is actually there. The painting, that one is supposed to be, I have this really cool, I don't even know if I still have it, but it's one of those moving art photos. So it looks like a beach scene, but if you turn it on, the water actually moves and it plays little ocean sounds, and one of my favorite things ever. I really don't know if I still have that or not, but I did at some point. Also, this hallway is non-existent. That little console table does not exist in my apartment. There is actually no hall separating my bedroom wall from my dad's bedroom wall, but since I messed up the layout, I had to put that hallway there for it to make any sort of sense. So yeah, that part's made up. It's made up, but that's okay. Just more random wall art that, yeah, I don't really own, but whatever. You get the point. The layout is pretty dang close to my place. That was super fast, but these little closets here, one is for my cats. They have their own closet where I keep the cat litter in, and the other is just a pantry, but I use it for my toiletries because my bathroom doesn't have a medicine cabinet or any sort of storage really, except for right underneath the sink. So I took over the one closet out there, and that's where I keep all my extra soaps and shampoos and hair coloring stuff and nail polish and makeup and blah, 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 blah. And now I'm decorating my dad's bathroom, and this is pretty accurate to what he has. He has his own little closet inside of his bathroom where he can store things, but he's a simple man, so he does not store anything in there. It's empty. Oh my gosh, I feel like we're such losers. It's true. Like, I don't know, we're not very materialistic. We don't have a lot of things. And the things we do have are in boxes. Oh my god. His closet, he has a big walk-in closet, and I'll explain that in a minute. But we use that for storage as well. A lot of like hangers from my store, a lot of taxes and paperwork, and then all my collections of teacups and weird crap they all end up in his closet. Now the reason he got the master bedroom with his own bathroom and walk-in closet, it's because I'm a crazy cat lady, and my cats require a bathtub to drink water out of. The one likes to sit underneath and drink water from the faucet, and the other likes to sit on the bathroom sink and drink water. And so my dad's bathroom does not have a bathtub. It just has a stand-up shower. And his sink does not have extra space on the sides for the cat to sit on. So I took the smaller bedroom with the hallway bathroom so that the cats could have their own area. And yes, like I said, I am the crazy cat lady. I will gladly admit that. I will gladly admit that. So yeah, the cats, it's basically the cat's bathroom, and I just use it. Some more decoration, again, nothing I have, but stuff that I would have, or stuff that I do have in boxes. So yeah, that brings us to the end of the video. Here are the screenshots. I'm gonna actually slow these down compared to what I would normally do, so that I could explain things a little bit better, since that did go by so quickly. So all right, let's talk about screenshots. Okay, so there's actually not a whole lot of screenshots, so this shouldn't take too long, but this is the outside, and like I said, this is way wrong. It's like, so it's not even on the right side. Nothing is right about this, so we'll move on. This is the back, and again, this is, it's flip-flopped, but it's sort of accurate. We do have that outdoor space with the stairs that go downstairs that lead to the pond, or the lake. I guess it's a little mini lake. Okay, so this is my living room, and this is pretty darn accurate. So when you first come in through the side hallway, it takes you right into the living room. I do have the couches set up like that. They are beige microfiber. I do have the white coffee table with the white end tables. I do have some cute little candles and that lamp back there. And there is a table with a TV on it. It's not a trunk though, although I used to have it set up like that. It's just a little rolling cart with a TV. And then those double doors lead to the back patio, the back balcony, I should say. The picture is made up, but I did have, or do have, something like that hidden in storage somewhere. And by storage, I mean my dad's closet. Okay, so this is a shot of the dining room. So this whole thing is made up. Oh my gosh, there is, like I said, it's just piles of clothes in bins for my store in the dining room. None of this is there, but it's pretty. I made it look cute. This is what it probably would look like if I did have some actual real furniture. God, I'm such a bad adult. I'm a bad adult. I don't know how to adult. Moving on to the kitchen. This is pretty dang close, to be honest. Yeah, it's a small little galley style kitchen. The cabinets are that color. The sink is in the middle. We have the microwave to the right with the dishwasher, the dish rack. This is pretty accurate. The only thing that's not in my kitchen is that little well, I don't even know what to call it. It's like the wall art with the flowers and the rocks. That's not in my kitchen. Everything else is. All right, so this is my bathroom. So this I can explain a little bit more closely. That mirror in my bathroom is just flat against the wall. There is no medicine cabinet. I do have the sink with the storage underneath, but that's like, I keep cleaning supplies down there. I wouldn't put anything that means anything, or anything that I would use on my face down there. My sink does have a little bit of a wider ledge on each side, so the cats can sit up there and drink water out of the faucet, which makes them happy. The toilet with the trash can and the towel rack are all there. The blue carpet is all there. The little wall art with the birdies is not. There's nothing on that wall. And I do have a tub shower combo. Looks pretty similar to this, except no glass windows. I actually have a curtain instead. So let's move on. Okay, so this is a shot of my bedroom, and this is pretty accurate as well. You will notice there are 5 mirrors in my bedroom, and that is 100% accurate. I love mirrors. So let's start off from the very right, that long mirror on the wall. I do have that, but it's leaning on the floor. I put a little tablet on top of the side table to simulate my laptop. I actually have a little rolling cart with my laptop, but there wasn't anything like that in the game. The little shelf with the cat pictures made up too, that's not there, but I do have some pretty jewelry and a turquoise purse hanging off the mirror, so that sort of was meant to resemble that. The wrought iron wall art piece on top of my bed, I actually do have, but since I didn't want to mess up the walls too bad, they're leaning on the floor next to my bed, and they actually look way cooler than this piece right here. I found them at a flea market, and they're just amazing. They're like wood and wrought iron, and they look like they could have been out of an old church. They're amazing. All the way to the left is that shadow box today. That I was explaining earlier, the one where I keep my brooches, and that mirror that's on the wall actually sits on that table. It's a beautiful brass antique mirror from the 60s, I believe. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece. It has like a little swivel stand that it sits on, and I found that at an antique shop many years ago. One of my favorite pieces I bought. The mirror on the very left wall is supposed to simulate a mirror that I found at a flea market, and it is from the 1900s, the early 1900s, maybe even older. It's very tarnished like that, and the mirror itself is tarnished as well, but it looks really, really cool. And then the flower lights are actually supposed to be stars. I have these beautiful star lights that glow rainbow, and they all flash different colors, and they hang right over my curtain, which covers the window, which looks not really like that. It's more of a bed sheet that I put up like a curtain. All right, so this shot is my TV with my lamp and my vanity. Pretty accurate. There was no vanity in the game that I could find, so I put a little table there instead. But yeah, for me, it's actually a vanity with the mirror attached to it. I have a little dining chair that is from my old dining set that I kept for my vanity. And then the other mirror on the wall is just a plain mirror with a silver frame, just like that. Pretty accurate. The table that the TV sits on looks just like that, and I have my electronics and stuff down there, and the cats also like to sleep on that. And then here's my dad's room. Again, pretty accurate, other than he doesn't have all those the wall art or the ship in his room. He does love ships though. He loves boats. He's from Greece. Did I say that right? And then he does have a collection of photos like that are of his family. It's really cool. My mom made it as a little collage in a big picture frame with just different photos of him as a child in Greece. So that's meant to resemble that, even though, like I said, it's in a box somewhere. And he does have a little chair next to his bed that he sits at to watch TV. And then this is his bathroom. Not going to talk too much about it because it's just a bathroom, and it's pretty accurate, other than he has a walk-in shower, not a bathtub. And here's his walk-in closet that I don't think there's actually clothes in. There's hangers and boxes, and like I said before, my paperwork and boxes of my teacups and my mom's old paperwork and just stuff that we keep for no apparent reason other than to take up his closet space. And finally, here's the floor plan, so you can kind of see everything better. So this is where I'll explain the weird part. So the little hallway in between my dad's room and my room is not there. Our walls actually touch. And the reason I couldn't make it fit like that is because well, I guess I could have. I don't know. It just threw off the scaling of everything, and I didn't want the rooms to look bigger than they were, so that hallway's there just because it had to be. But that's it. That's my apartment, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. One day, if my house is actually pretty and decorated and cleaned, I will take photos so you can compare. But yeah, it's a cute apartment nonetheless for your Sims. You could fit 2 Sims or 2 couples in here, and you can decorate that second story or the first story apartment if you want. Right now, I just left it empty and colored all the walls black, but you could definitely set it up as 2 units on top of each other. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss my next video, and I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.